Hi, welcome back to Daytime. Well, coming up tomorrow night at Maxwell's Music House, 8:30, it is a CD release show for Luke Michielsen's new album. I still call it an album. It'll always be for me. Burn to the Ground, and he is here today to join us with his buddy, Stephen Trothen, who's a fellow singer-songwriter. Welcome to the show, gents.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so thanks to this wonderful thing called the internet, I can dig up information on people, and there's this lovely note here that you started playing guitar and singing at age 11 in a 50s and 60s rock and roll band.
Yep, that's right. My grade 6 teacher actually took it upon himself to make a 50s and 60s rock and roll band, and he had about 15 electric guitars, 8 basses, and 6 keyboards and 4 mics and a drum machine. And we toured around elementary schools for the last 2 weeks of every school year.
So Jack Black stole his gig for School of Rock?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been there and done that. I was one of those kids in that movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And so at that point, was it kind of like, this is what I want to do with my life? Or did you say, hey, that was fun, I'm going to do something else, and you got sucked back into it? What happened? No,
I pretty much stuck with it. After that, I started taking more serious guitar lessons and then became a guitar teacher and wrote my first song when I was 14 or 15. And
just still remember it?
Yeah, I do. I think it was something like that. I was sitting down on the shore of Lake Simcoe one night just after the sun went down, and I was singing out across the lake, and then I just knew that I loved doing it. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, and you fronted a band, Slow King.
Yep, that's right.
Which has pretty cool rock, and there were some like serious hip sounds kind of happening, and it's a really wailing kind of band, and it got me thinking, your new album is very folk oriented.
Yeah, that's right.
So what is it as an artist that takes you there? Because you look at like Rain Maida and David Usher, and they're wailing away with Our Lady Peace and Moist, and then they come out with their solo projects that are just kind of these laid back, folky kind of things. What is it about the folk?
Well, I think when I started out with Slow King, you know, you want to get out there with a big sound and really make a big impression. And then after doing that for a while, you get kind of comfortable with being a musician, and then you want to be a little bit more personal. So
yeah, that's
kind of why I went to the folk kind of side of things, because I feel that it's much more natural for me, and it's something that I've been doing all along by myself, that I don't need to have a band there, putting all the ideas together.
Wow. So, and where do you usually get your inspiration? Do you hear the music first, or do you hear the words first?
Actually, I tend to write them at the same time. But I'll start off with kind of a little bit of a sound on the guitar, and then some words usually come out, and then usually I have a song written within an hour. I find like my best songs are written pretty quickly.
Right on. So the CD release show is tomorrow night at Maxwell's Music House, and opening for you is your good friend Stephen.
That's me.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, where has your journey taken you over the years?
I have a similar story to Luke. I released a solo CD about a year ago in January. I've toured behind that. I went to Halifax in August, and now I'm using this tour with Luke as a way to sort of road test some songs I've written since then. And I've played in bands as well, sort of heavier type things. When you're a youth, I guess you want to be a little louder, but as you mature as a musician, like Luke was saying, it's just want to turn the volume down a bit and be a little more intricate and personal. So
very good. And so what can people expect tomorrow night?
Well, they can expect to see Stephen playing in my 5-piece band. That's backing me up. And we're also having our friend Kevin Saltarelli play as well. He's a Laurier alum, and we actually have 3 alum. I'm from Guelph, and Stephen's from Waterloo, so all 3 universities are covered.
You're covering the region.
All redheaded as well.
Yeah, and we're all redheaded.
So,
yeah.
Are you going to come up with like a fancy name for the night? Or?
Yeah. The tour is called You'll See Red Tour.
Yeah.
That's great.
Also because we'll end up in the financial red after it. So.
No kidding. Well, unless all the viewers at home go out and buy your CD, is there a way that people can get your music?
Yeah, if you just go to my website, lukemichielsen.com, it has the link there to iTunes, and CD baby, and you can also just pay with a credit card right there, and I'll mail it to you personally.
Right on.
Yeah.
And again, I mentioned MySpace. What a great spot, and there's usually some music going on in the background so people can sample, get an understanding of what your music's like. And I've been to a few CD release parties, Todd Donald and some fellow people, and I love the idea of, do you talk about why you wrote the song and have some stories behind it as well?
Yeah, I do a little bit of that in stories right before the song.
Right on.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get some understanding of where the music comes from.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Which is great. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. Do you have a little ditty to play us out?
Yeah.
All right, come on back. We have more daytime after this.
1, 2.